You're having a nice drive home after a long day, or you're like me and having a nice walk deep into the night with an introspective album allowing you to process the day. Either way, since my mind is tortured, this makes for a more compact alternative to one of the playlists I created. It's got a chaotic atmospheric quality that's awesome for after dusk, and it's full of a trip of an adventure to elicit introspection and represent the night's darkness. I also find this album is great for allowing me to reset after my day and turning my mind off or thinking about important things that put my brain through a loop. It really does help that each composition is super chaotic. I guess I just like having atmospheric instrumental concepts for my night albums, especially when there's a darker or lighter quality to the instrumentation. The standout tracks I'm highlighting here are Gospel for a New Century and Kerosene. Though I also really enjoy Hesdalin Lights, if I pronounce that right, Romanticism, Dream Palette, and Strawberry Privilege. Either way, give it a shot, and if art rock and neo-psychedelia isn't really your thing, check out the two songs. I guess I just like psychedelics at night. This is a neo-soul album, obviously, and it's got a smooth, relaxing aesthetic that always fits an after dusk soundtrack. I think a large reason for this project's inclusion is because my mom always played it at night when I was younger, or any Erykah Badu, really. Those familiar with the neo-soul landscape know this is one of, if not the best, in that genre, and pretty much every track is solid. Erykah's vocals and the smooth instrumentation makes for perfect serenity soundtracking, and also some longing that can be fitting for nighttime. I haven't gotten to spin this gem yet, since I've gotten it on vinyl, but I'm looking forward to doing so once I'm back in my own place. The songs I'll recommend here are Didn't You Know and On. Clever, My Life, and Bag Lady are other good ones as well, even though I prefer the single version of Bag Lady to the album version. Largely labeled as the best electronic album of all time. At least that's what I've seen multiple times before, and it's also the highest rated electronic album on Rate Your Music, I think. As far as trip-hop goes, I find this album to be the one that defines the genre, and this is another one either of my parents used to play at night when I was super young. There is a similar album that also works at night that comes to mind that they used to play, so just a little extra suggestion there. The electronic mixes make for such a haunting aesthetic that comes with a nocturnal feeling, and Beth's vocals make the proper pair for an album with those aesthetics. Also, it says a lot that this album is recognized as one of the very best of a loaded year for music like '94. You'll get your introspection and atmosphere that goes along with the after dusk mentality and 45 minutes of sensational instrumentation. The tracks I'll recommend here are Glory Box and It Could Be Sweet, though Mysterons, Strangers, and Biscuits are all very good ones as well. You also can't go wrong with a majority of this track list. 85 minutes of heat. This one is interesting with how it could be used for a night party in some aspects, and also for a calming night commute, or walk in my case. This is my favorite Crit project. Aside from maybe Return of Forever, Crit and the producers went all out with this one. The production is excellent with Crit's delivery, and Crit provides an awesome set of lyrics. I really gotta listen to this all the way through again. Songs like Mixed Messages and Getaway got me through dealing with the family turmoil that occurred a few years ago, and Mixed Messages gets me through everything, or at least the Tortured Mind episodes. My biggest recommendations from this project would be Bury Me in Gold and Mixed Messages. I'll also say to check out Big Bank, Subenstein, Getaway, and Keep the Devil Off. I know, this is a long project, but length doesn't mean anything if it's nothing but heat. I've got a bonus album here. I couldn't make this video without including it, despite the last one that I believe to be the best album of this bunch. Side note, I had no idea they released an album last year. I've been so plugged out in recent years. But anyway, this is the perfect electronic album for a long walk on the way home from work. In fact, I usually took the longer route home after work, just so I could listen to this album all the way through on my way home. Tracy Thorn is an excellent vocalist, and the instrumentals are excellent complements to her vocals. Not only that, but these are some all-timer compositions with some really smooth cuts to fit the After Dusk vibe. Seriously, even the worst track on here is still pretty good. As for ones I'd recommend, I'd probably go with 5 Fathoms and The Future of the Future, though Hatfield 1980, Lullaby of Clublam, Blame, and Low Tide of the Night are great too. And so now, the final album as promised from the beginning of this video. There's already been so much said about this album, and I hear the eye roll of some of those music aficionados, even with including this, but this is a perfect night album. What can I say? There's one track I'm not too crazy about, but the rest is pretty much full of artsy smooth alt-rock that gives you all the atmosphere and introspection you need for a good night's listen. Literally all of it. The instrumentation and compositions are absolutely magnificent, and the tracks have excellent structural concepts as well. It's almost as if these are high-quality artists. It'll also give you that sort of dreamy vibe with some tracks with the calm instrumental exterior, given the capabilities electronics can provide when used properly, especially since they are incorporating them with their rock bass on this album. Tracks I'm recommending here are All I Need and House of Cards, but Body Snatchers 15 Step and pretty much the rest of the track list is awesome. Sensational. I've got another bonus album that could serve well as a night album, but it's one I usually listen to in the morning whenever I do. London Calling. I've got a video divulging all the best parts of this legendary punk album, so go ahead and check that out if you'd like. I've also got more music discussion videos if you want to stick around and subscribe for more.